Hello and welcome to another edition of Ladies Let's Talk Biz Live Surgery. Now, have we got something in store for you that is amazing today? You know, we have the amazing Precious L. Williams. She is the founder of Curvy Girls and Perfect Peaches. She is someone not to be the call of the killer peach. So I'm going to say she doesn't mess about. She knows her niche. And we have got something amazing in store today, ladies. For those that are not aware of the Ladies Let's Talk Biz movement, we're here to inspire, uplift, support and connect enterprising females or those thinking of stepping out in the world of enterprise. So there, welcome, Precious. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we are really blessed. We are blessed to have you here because, you know, like I was saying, they call you the killer pitch master. Now, that name there just makes me think, you know, this lady is not messing. She is going to get you to where you need to be, you know, in your pitching. So, you know, we'll have a little, you know, conversation with you about, you know, your journey and how you actually got that name. You know, so where did it actually start?
You know, it actually started, so I'm a 13-time elevator pitch champion, and for those who don't know, elevator pitch competitions are where you stand in front of a large audience and you give a pitch about your company and there's money on the line, there's prize money. And so I've won over $150,000 in prize money from pitch competitions. I've won 13 out of 14. And after each competition, I've had people run up to me like, oh my goodness, I want to do like you. I want to win like you. I want to talk like you. You're so great. You kill it. You kill it. You kill it when you hit the stage. And I'm like, thank you so much. Thank you very much. But I didn't think I could teach it to people. And they're like, no, you're the killer pitch master. You kill all competition. I'm like, yeah, I do. And I walk out going before I do. No. I mean, it's not cockiness, it's just confidence. There's a song by Demi Lovato called What's Wrong with Being Confident? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not arrogant. My biggest competition is myself, and I have to be better than my last performance. So when I called me the Killer Pitch Master, the first thing I was ever called was a beast. And I thought at first, like, a beast? They were like, no, you are frightening. You're a monster on the microphone. You're a monster. You're so scary because you look like you're having the time of your life. I'm like, because I am. I am having the time of my life. But I kill all competition.
I've seen you, and you're very chilled out, and you're just natural, and you just flow. And you know, like you were saying, you know, I was at an event, and you were there, and you know, I had the pleasure to speak to you briefly, and you're not cocky at all, you're not arrogant at all, and you actually are what you say on the tin. You just go up there, and you just. You know, that pitch that you actually shared with us was amazing about, you know, your business, Curvy Girls. It was fabulous. And, you know, one of the things that, you know, I wanted you to actually say about being the 13-time pitch champion, because that was just, you know, I haven't really heard of that yet. So, you know, you're an award winner. Is that because of, you know, your, the great successes you've had? How did that come about?
Well, you know, the truth is, I take my craft very seriously. When I write a pitch, I write to win. And I write pitches for companies around the world, not just the United States. And so there's a method to my madness. In fact, there is an album out by a singer called The Weeknd. He said there's a beauty behind the madness. There's the beauty behind the madness. It looks like, I have a lot of frenetic energy, and I love what it is that I do. So when I write, I think about the story that I'm telling. I think about the successes, the joys of it all, the inspiration, the spark, the catalyst of why you would start a company and what will really hook the audience into your story. I think about how do you begin with the end in mind? What is your ultimate goal for your company? And let's work backwards. Let's figure this out. And I think about go big or go home. And notice this is the third tip. Go big or go home. How big do you really want to take it? And I tell people my ultimate goal is to be a nationally syndicated talk show host here in New York City. And, you know, one of my dreams was to win an Oscar. One of my dreams was to be in a movie. And because I am an entrepreneur, I was CNN. I don't know if you guys are CNN in England, but CNN is really big here. CNN is a major news network. I was CNN's Entrepreneur of the Month just because of my successes, and being able to run 3 six-figure companies at the same time. Turn around. I just filmed my first film in Hollywood. Yes, Hollywood, not fake Hollywood, not Hollywood. My first film, and I'm sorry, I'm getting even choked up about it because when I tell you how big do you want it, I want to talk about. You have to be bold and unexpected. None of my pitches are the same. They're very. I come from a very bold standpoint. I was 327 pounds when I started my company. 327. I was a size 28. So when people told me you're too fat to be on stage, you're too fat to be on television, you're too fat to be in a movie, you're too fat, I was like, watch me. How bold and unexpected am I? And then I think of all the tips that I think treat yourself like a star. When I walk on that stage, you will believe I'm Beyonce, Jay-Z, Barack Obama, Eminem. You're gonna think I'm Nicki Minaj. You're gonna think I'm like all of those people because when I hit that microphone, we have a thing in the United States we call it swag. It's that ultimate confidence. You got that swag. I got swag when I hit the stage. I always try to look like a star from head to toe. I look like I'm glistening. I'm shining. I'm shining like a star, like a beacon light. And so there's so many things that go into pitching. It is not just putting words together. It is putting the mood, the emotion. How do you engage? How do you move people with few words? And I have the gift of speech.
You know what as well? Because, you say you've run like various companies and you've, been able to get them, to a certain level of success. Would you be able to give people any tips if they'd like to start something from, say, zero? What you've done in the past to help you succeed?
Well, one of the things that I use the power of social media, and a lot of people think you need to pay for a lot of things. Let me tell you something I've done that has gotten me clients that didn't require any money. A lot of times, I have a lot of successes, and so periodically, maybe once every 3 months, I'll put out a list of my successes, and I'll be like, do you want the same thing? And a lot of people do have successes that they're not thinking about, or they have a certain talent that most people aren't thinking about. I'm a pitch master. You can look that up. You'll see my name right there. I coined that term. I'm a killer pitch master. And so when you brand yourself...
Sorry, Precious. Sorry about that. Because you said you can look it up. Could you tell them your social media links or your website so that people can get that?
Yes. So my website is www.perfect, PERFECT, pitches, PITCHES, by, BY, Precious, PRECIOUS.com. That's perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. My Twitter handle is @perfect, which is PERFECT, perfect pitch, PITCH, perfect pitch P. That's me. On Facebook, it is facebook.com/perfectpitchesbypreciouswilliams, and I update every day. But the number one thing, and I said this before, and I think people don't think about it very often, but what is your emotionally compelling story? How can you be a masterful storyteller in 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes? How can you do it at a networking event? My story is so powerful, especially when I started Curvy Girl, because I was talking about women who struggle with, I have meat on my bones, and Victoria's Secret doesn't make anything in my size. And a lot of times when people make plus-size clothes, they make you feel like you should be wearing muumuus. And I'm thinking, no, baby, I'm sexy. I'm dating a Hollywood actor, a famous Hollywood actor, at 327. And if he likes sexy lingerie and he likes 6-inch heels, by golly, he's going to get that. And since nobody makes it, I'm going to create it. Because I'm going to create it. We at Curvy Girls Lingerie, and that's the name of my company, Curvy Girls Lingerie. Girls is with a Z, not an S. Curvy Girls Lingerie, but if you want to look me up, Curvy Girls Lingerie is CURVY, Girls, GIRLZ, Lingerie, LINGERIE, and you will see the most beautiful curvy women you've ever seen in your life. We celebrate the beauty of curvy women every day, and we are the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and plus-size fashionistas. We play no games. We love red-hot, sexy, and fresh lingerie. Nothing ratchet, just beautiful way. It's all about what Olay says, love the skin you're in, no matter what size.
I love it. I was going to say to you, in terms of Black Enterprise, that is, a great platform to actually elevate your business. Have you got any tips that you learned from that experience that you would be able to share with the listeners?
So Black Enterprise was the second to the last competition I won. The best thing that I can tell you about being a part of Black Enterprise and how to even get that far is to be in as many pitch competitions as you can before you approach Black Enterprise. You want to build up a buzz about yourself. You really, really do. I don't know if you have that in England, but we have a lot of pitch competitions here in the United States, and they can be for as little as $500 all the way up to $100,000. And so I literally was requested by a judge at a competition. I was in a perfect pitch competition September 27th, 2012. One of the judges was from Black Enterprise. She told me she had heard of me, but until she saw me on stage, she had no idea how good I was. She said, you need to be a part of Black Enterprise. She said, now, I'm not going to judge Black Enterprise, so I'm not going to tell you you're going to win because I can't say that. She said, but you're good enough to be a world champion. And so when I went to Black Enterprise, you had to put in a video, and I had a professional videographer do my video. I didn't do some pitiful video. I did a professional video. I had a party going on in the background, and then I just started pitching. And they loved the video, and then, I was flown to Columbus, Ohio. And when I tell you, me and my higher power had so many conversations, I said, God, God, in this moment, there will not be one mistake. When I tell you my number one tip when it comes to Black Enterprise or into any competition, practice perfectly, perform perfectly. That means you need to practice hundreds of thousands of times before you hit a stage. You need to be practicing in your mirror. You need to practice at coffee shops. I don't know if you have coffee. I don't know if you call it coffee shops, but practice at coffee shops.
Yes,
practice on family and friends. Practice. Because let me tell you something. I have so many pitches going on in my brain that I can go into a 30-minute pitch and a 30-second pitch at the same time. And I can easily just, when you practice so well, no one knows you've messed up. No one knows because you can easily, listen, I've been doing this a long time. I'm 36 years old, about to turn 37. So practice.
You look really young. You look really, really young as well. So, that's good as well.
Well, I turned 37 this Friday.
Wow, well, happy birthday for this Friday. And you're going to be, what do you do actually to stay fabulous and have fun while you're running these multiple businesses?
You know what it is? Having a great support network. I didn't realize, I was hospitalized for a good month and a half, and my support network came to see me every day because they were like, no, we need Precious Williams. We need you to come out, because I'm known as the great inspirer because I inspire people every day. I'm like, I don't know if you saw this morning, I'm like, it's 5:03 in the morning. It's 4:53 in the morning. It's 2:09. I'm like, rise and grind, sunshine. Rise and grind. This is what we do. We grind every day. Grind.
I was thinking, but Precious has just come out of the hospital. Is she okay? Oh my gosh, she's up. She's supposed to be sleeping, but you wasn't. So that's what, another thing. You have to be prepared to put in the work that others are not prepared to do. Like what you were saying, I hear that and I feel that as well. But one thing, you were saying about support network. Have you had any really devastation things, people or things that have happened on your journey? Because if you've had like multiple businesses, so obviously it's going to be great at some points, but there must be some things that happen behind the scenes that are a bit like, oh no, can't deal with this anymore kind of thing that you'd be willing to share.
Yes, I would, and I think it's very important that no matter how successful someone is, no matter if you are, with wealthy people, if you were poor people, there will be challenges. Number one, the first challenge I had is I had no money to start a business when I got started. No money. I had 4 bank accounts in overdraft. I had gotten fired from my job, and I was literally evicted from my apartment because I could not pay my rent. And in that moment, like, I really had to talk to my higher power, and it was almost as if he just said, this is part of your journey. And I'm not going to tell you I didn't cry. I'm not going to tell you that I didn't eat ramen noodles for months. I'm going to tell you I didn't go out to eat. I'm going to tell you that I felt embarrassed. But when I started winning pitch competitions and money started coming in, do you know how beautiful of an experience that was? Because I was vindicated. All the people who told me I was too fat to win, too ugly, too black, too this, when I started winning, they started coming around like, ooh. So what I tell people is, listen, and sometimes in business, sometimes you'll have really good months, and sometimes you'll have some not so good months. How do you sustain yourself? Have your higher power. Have your support network, and just grind. Because you know what is, You know what's really good? Consistency. People know I'm consistently grinding. Now, I was up at 2:09 in the morning, but I had a nap before that. And when I wake up and I'm ready to rock and roll. And then I go right on back to sleep. But I want people to know this is what it means to work hard. I never want to be broke again. So I will outwork you, I will outclass you, I will out-hustle you. This is about hustle-nomics, hustling. What did the great Teddy Roosevelt say, or do I have it right? The good things come to those who wait, but only after those who hustle.
That's right. So then, on that point there, you use the word your hustle and, you're able to get yourself out there because you've got the confidence. What would you say to somebody who says, I believe in my business, but I don't like talking, I don't like speaking in front of people. What tip would you give to them?
Well, I'm just going to be honest with you. You're not going to like everything in business. It doesn't mean it still has to be done. Sales don't just happen, and success is paid for in advance. And I hate to tell you, but this is where tough love has to come in. I don't always like speaking, but you know what? I have to if I have to get my name out there. I may not always want to be in competition. In fact, I don't compete anymore. I help people compete now, and I love to see them win the money. Sales don't just happen. You have to be aggressive. You have to go after it like it is your last.
Did you hear that, ladies? It doesn't. I'm just saying to the ladies. So, do you hear that, ladies? It doesn't matter if it's something that you really enjoy doing, speaking, or going out there for sales. Precious has said it. You have to go out there regardless. You're not going to like everything. You've got to just believe in yourself and go for it, hustle, and do what you've got to do. So I love that actual thing there. But, in terms of, when you were starting out finding manufacturers and things like that in your laundry business, did you actually get them, made in the US, or did you look abroad and things like that? Because there might be somebody who wants to, So
say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, sorry about that. Do you know you've got a lingerie company, and you obviously have to get things manufactured, and there might be people that have got an idea to bring something to market, but they're not sure if to do it in their own country or do it outside of the country. When you were starting, did you do it in the USA, or did you look outside of the US?
I definitely did it in the United States, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't know anybody on the other side of the world, I decided that, especially people say, always go to China. Well, the thing about different cultures is you have to build a relationship. If you don't build a relationship, then you can be taken advantage of. So my first products were manufactured in New York City, and it was expensive, but at least I could check on quality control. Now they're manufactured in California and Arizona. I personally just like to be able to visit places, on a whim, just to check them, make sure everything is done. If you have relationships with other countries, that's great. Most of us don't. But I personally love the fact that whenever I need a product, I can get it. It doesn't have to come over by boat. Do you understand what I mean? And I have to wait for shipping and everything. No. I can, listen, it can be here in a few days, not a few weeks. Do you understand what I'm saying? And let me tell you something else about the power of network. When I first started my company, I had a designer. And she was a woman who didn't look anything like me. And one day she came to me and she said, Precious, you need a person who looks like me to be the spokesperson for your company because no one's ever going to buy from a black woman. And I told her, there is the door. There's the door. I'm going to show you why I am as talented as I am. I do not let other people's limitations limit me. So I told her, you go your own way, what is that group? Fleetwood Mac, go your own way. And I put an all-call message on LinkedIn, and I said, help everybody. I don't want my company to crash and burn. I need help. I need a designer. I need some lingerie. I really want. And this woman from Tempe, Arizona, her name was Marie Forno Horton. She said, Precious, I got you. On Madison Avenue, there are a lot of lingerie designers that would be delighted to speak with you. They would be delighted to supply you. Go. If I had never done that, if she hadn't done that to me, how would I have ever known that? I fell on my sword. I said, I do not want my company to crash and burn. Help. And the help came for free. So don't overlook free help. Don't overlook. If you are struggling, don't overlook. Ask around. If you don't want your friends to know, put it on LinkedIn. Put it on LinkedIn in different groups. People will help you because why? There's something good about helping other people get to the next level. Because you can say, I had a part of that. And if you need help, and if they ever need help, you will help. If they ever need your help, you will be right there at their service. Because I am only a product of all the help I've ever had. I am a 36-year-old attorney in the great state of New York, award-winning attorney, serial entrepreneur, professional speaker, mentor, teacher, all of those sort of things. But I didn't get here alone. So don't go it alone. Don't go your own way. I told her to go her own way because she can't run my company. And she can't be the spokesperson for my company. I am.
Excellent.
And so don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, well, that's a great point there. So, reach out to others so that you can actually get to the next level. And, you mentioned a really good point there about, where you are today. But can we hear a little bit about your background and, you said that you've been to law school and things like that. And, I believe you grew up in the inner city. So, if you would tell us a bit about that and so that we can learn a little bit more about you.
Yeah, so I grew up, I was abused as a child. My mother was very abusive. She, broke my nose, beat me up, cut me, beat me with extension cords, broomsticks, anything she can get her hands on. And when I was 12 years old, she beat me so bad and left me with a whole lot of cuts and bruises and just threw me out of her house. And I had to walk to my aunt's house with no shoes on. This was November 18th, 1991, and it is now, January of 2016. This is a long time ago. And I was then sent to, I was taken out of her custody, and I had to go live with my father. My father was a drug addict. He's a crack cocaine addict, and he's been a crack cocaine addict for 40 years, since he was 18 years old. And I was going on a downward spiral. I was depressed. I was suicidal. I was homicidal. And my grandparents stepped in when I was 15, and they told my father to let us have her because she's not going to make it. I went to live with my grandparents, and it was the best experience in my life. Like, my grandparents treated me like royalty. Royalty. Everything I wanted, I had. And I don't mean like I wore J.C. Penney clothes. I was only expected to go to school. I didn't have to have a job. My grandmother cooked for me every day. She twinkled my toes in the morning. She called me Queen Bee. She ran my bath water. She washed my clothes. She cleaned my room. Like, she said, Precious is a dynamic star, and I'm going to treat her like one right now. And because she treated me like that, I began to see myself as valuable and loved and wanted. So where people might think I was spoiled, that's not what it was. It was when you don't have love for 15 years, when you finally have it, you're hungry. You would do anything to keep it. And so I went from being dead last in special education to being the #1 student in my class. I graduated valedictorian of the class of 1997 from Beaumont High School. I was told I was ugly. Why did I graduate as the queen of the high school? The queen the entire year. I had a parade in my honor in the city of St. Louis. So how do you go from being the ugly girl to having a parade in the city of St. Louis? How do you go to being on a first-name basis with the mayor of the city of St. Louis and have him on your speed dial? How do you go from speaking all over, speaking in your high school to speaking all over the great state of Missouri, being paid $500 to speak? Do you understand what I'm saying? I literally went from last to first in 3 years. I went to Spelman College on a full scholarship, full. I went to Georgetown University Law Center on a full scholarship. I went to Rutgers School of Law in Newark on a full scholarship. And look at me now. So my first 15 years were rough. The last, that was my life.
And but you're not allowing that to, impact now on who you are. You use your experiences to, showcase to others and, yourself that you are great. And I love the word that you said, your grandma, you said that she showed you that you were a queen and it didn't matter what, others were saying. She showed you that, and I love that there. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, if somebody else was going through something that you were going through and they just feel that they haven't got the strength to pursue maybe their business venture or even that career, what advice would you give them, Precious?
About their career? Like, what I want to tell people, what I want to tell people is, listen, you only have one life to live. Make it count. So every day, do I live? You know how people say live your life every day as if you're your last? I don't know if that's actually possible because you're going to have some really good days, you have some sick days or whatever. But what I will say is do your best every day for your business. So if you have 4 hours to devote, go in like it's your last. Why? Because people are watching you. Your kids are watching you. Grown people are watching you. Your success means you free them to have permission to live their dreams. So if you really want to live the life of an entrepreneur, or if you really want your career to take off, give your all to it and watch what happens. I don't care if you're in a dead-end job. Start where you are. And can I recommend a book for everyone to read? Because I think it's very profound.
I was just about to ask you, can you recommend a book, your favorite book that the listeners could actually?
Yes. Right now, I'm reading a book by Wallace Wattles called The Science of Getting Rich. It was written in 1910. Wallace, W-A-L-L-A-C-E, Wattles, W-A-T-T-L-E-S, The Science of Getting Rich. If you read this book, it talks about the power of gratitude, the power of knowing that everything comes from one formless thing. When you think it, if you can think it, you can create it. If you want to be a global phenomenon, it is possible. It starts in your mind. You can't have it until you envision it. If you can't envision it, then it's not real. Envision it. There's gratitude. And then there's always give people more than they pay you for. So with my clients, they know I'm there to the bitter end, to the bitter end. You need me for one pitch today, I'll be there for the next pitch tomorrow. Give them more than what they paid you for, because they will always be loyal to you. And have a spirit of enhancement. Enhance everyone who comes in contact with you. Give them the impression that you will enhance their business, their life, their career, their relationships, and you will never be without clients. But it starts in your mind.
Excellent. So if people want to actually connect with you and, maybe even work with you or purchase your lingerie, how could they go about doing that, Precious? Because I'm sure Valentine's Day is coming up. People might want to get
Yes. Ladies, it's definitely that time. So my website, actually, we can put in two different websites, but for Curvy Girls Lingerie, it's www.curvygirlz lingerie, Lingerie, curvygirlslingerie.com. And you're going to love what you see on the site. I'm going to have some special deals coming up for Valentine's Day, but you're going to love what you see, and we really, really, really want you to get your sexy on for Valentine's Day. And again, what did I say? What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with getting out there? And mind you, I have lingerie for all sizes, not just curvy girls, not just women. Yes, if you are like a size 0 to 2, I got you. I have all sizes for you. So I can fit any woman up until a size like 32.
Excellent. And you do, and you do ship around the world as well, so there's no excuses.
I do. I ship around the world, yes.
No excuses, so, get your fabulous on. Just going to say then, so if anybody wants to contact you about maybe perfecting their pictures or anything else, Precious, how do they go about doing that?
You can contact me at Precious, Precious, at Perfect, Perfect, Pitches, Pitches, by B-Y, Precious, Precious.com. You can reach me on Skype, which is Precious.Williams, Williams, 82. That's at Skype.
Brilliant.
You can reach me on Twitter, which is at PerfectPitchP, and you can reach me on Facebook, Facebook.com, and I'm Precious L. Williams.
Excellent. So
and please let people know it doesn't matter that you're in England. I can work with you.
Excellent. No, that's what I'm saying. That's the one thing about technologies now. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, where you're able to connect. So one thing before we go, one last closing tip that you want to leave us on, Precious, before we close, because we're really grateful for you to spare the time. Is there anything else you want to add for people before we wind up?
The last thing I want to say is, it's your life, it's your business. Show up like you mean it. You want to be the best, you want to be a mogul, you want to be at the top of the food chain, you want to be in the magazines, you want to be pressed. you should talk to me, because I can show you with Perfect Pitches by Precious how to get the press you want, how to get people to invest in your company, how to get into newspapers and magazines, media and everything. I can show you how to do that. Also, when it comes to product-based businesses, I can help with that. I can do product-based and service-based. But at the end of the day, show up like you mean it every day. People are watching you. If you are successful, you give them permission to step off of the rat race and start their own dream. So work hard, play hard, and you can do it.
Well done. Well done, well done there, Precious. I tell you, some of the stuff that you've mentioned today is just off the, the scale, and, just makes me even feel pumped up myself, like, gonna get this sorted out, gotta go for it. So thank you once again for joining us, and, I look forward to exploring more about your ventures in the future.